So, we hope you're ready for another conversation around ADHD and being an HSP. And we hope you have your favorite beverage at hand. I have water today, so boring.
It's never boring. We all need to hydrate, as we
We
all
all
know.
exactly stay hydrated. And today we were thinking we would like to talk because we had a conversation, Jen, where we talked about masking, about the effort and the physical effort, even of always being or pretending to be someone we were, and then putting on masks depending on the different settings. And I think another part of the exhaustion that can come with ADHD or being HSP is walking on eggshells.
Oh, yes. Being
Do,
on. Yeah.
exactly, walking on eggshells. What do you, if I say that, what comes up for you? How do you feel? And where do you feel it in your body?
Remember, we did VAK last time, folks. So if you're back with
Exactly.
us and you don't know quite what VAK is, we encourage you to check out the video. We'll put a link soon for you to check that out. I feel when I walk on eggshells, it's very um, deeply ingrained in my body. And when we would say we've embodied, like we've embodied that, I feel it all wanting to crinkle up and go, oh, like, am I going to say the right thing, act the right way, look the right way, be the right way? Like, where's the judgment coming from? And as ADHD, I also think, okay, did I say that wrong? The rejection sensitivity dysphoria is huge for me. And so I'm very particular about, especially now, knowing all that I've been through with this, walking on eggshells, I'm particular where I'm going to put myself. What is that engagement? Do I need to go to that? Will I be walking on eggshells before I even get to that? Because we talked about our brain preps us before we go. We walk through the whole scenario. So, yeah, walking on eggshells is, it just brings me this tightness and this shallow breathing and all this angst.
Mm. And as you were saying this, I wanted to ask you because I was reflecting that today that I've spent most of my life being afraid of men and of masculine energy and of men's anger,
Oh,
and
yes.
maybe being the trigger of man's anger, and how it used to be enough for someone just to do this and turn red and really like look at me in an angry way, and I would just be like try to just hush and to just I've had a lot of angry male energy around me.
Mm.
So when I was studying music at the conservatoire, all those, they wanted to be a big star
Yes.
and they ended up teaching you. But and the men would just have that angry energy around them. You won't believe that because you think music, arts, it's all beautiful. But even like working in
Mhm.
offices, I was thinking today, like
Mm.
reflecting how many men were not able to control themselves and what that would
Oh,
do with me. And I remember talking to a friend who was like, I just find it so funny when men become angry. And I'm like, you do?
find it funny. Well, I wish I could have learned that years ago.
Yeah. And now I'm starting to see where I'm like, oh, come on, this is ridiculous. But it's been a long time. Like the walking on
Mm.
eggshells for me is like walking on eggshells around my dad, who was very an overachiever at work and who also had this immigrant thing of having to be perfect. But then at home, the frustration would come out and it would be us who would be the target. So if he was watching news, don't talk while dad is watching news.
That's one rule you learned.
That's one rule I learned. And so whenever I see like even if a man would go like I would, I think I have this stored from the childhood, and then I took it to my friends' dads who were also stressed and angry most of the time. And I just developed this thing of walking on eggshells, but around anyone who could give me this feeling of I'm not safe,
Right.
but especially around men.
I I relate to that. So I'm going to ask you the question you asked me. Where do you feel that in your body?
It's in my upper belly. That's where my feel like it's like what that's where everything like pulls together. And I notice that even after the moment has passed, it's a long time until I feel like I can relax my
Yes.
diaphragm and actually breathe. It can be like really this, or even while someone is um just releasing their anger on me, I just tense up.
Yes.
Like the normal thing would probably be to be, hey, this is not a way to talk to me.
No. It is that's so that would be a boundary we would need to talk we'll start talking about also is um just the way we're programmed, especially as for me as a woman, and I hear you saying it also around the male figures in our life. And it's just anytime I hear a voice raised now, and I through this journey, I've learned it's fight or flight. And I go, okay, I'm gonna hide, you don't see me, or I'm gonna come back at you and be full angry that I've been put into this check turn like turned on that volume of, oh, I have to protect myself. So I am, depending on who I'm with, I either go fight or flight. I think I go more fight. And that's you don't need to talk to me that way. You watch your tone, and it can become out as aggressive from me, which causes even more masculine rage, like we were talking about from other people. So I take responsibility of my own behaviors and have to realize calmly saying, when you are in a better space, we can discuss this further. Or I need a moment to process my own feelings on this, I will be back to talk to you about that. Or we can talk about this a little later. So the masculine energy in my life also taught me, don't be seen, don't be heard. And so now at this point, learning to take up my space, learning to be who I'm wanting to be is a daily step,
Yeah.
a daily awareness. Yeah.
And so do you remember a point where you decided to do this for yourself and stop doing this to yourself and start
Right.
doing for something
Because
for
it
you?
was society has trained us so long to be the good girl, the good wife, the good quiet woman that it just all that. And I don't know if our viewers are listening and you're relating, or if it's triggering you, take your deep breaths or whatever. Put it in the comments. Let us know what you're experiencing on this
Mm.
too. Um, for me, I noticed it was a few years back where I was kind of going through a where am I, who am I, what do I want to do type of life going. Is this my midlife crisis? It's kind of early, but and then I started recognizing, oh, it was before I was officially diagnosed with ADHD that lots of other things were coming up. I'm like, well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? I'm lazy. I can't get things done. I can't stay focused. I can't I can'ts on myself. And so when I hit that point, I went, all right. That's when all the self-help books came in. That's when I started taking what we'll talk about in another episode, but lots of personality tests. Trying to figure out who I was and where I fit, because I knew what I was taught as a little girl wasn't working anymore. And so
Did it ever work?
it helped me get through.
Uh-huh.
And there were moments where I could see myself shining out. I'd stand in front of people and I would present certain things. I'm like, this was good. I was being seen and I was taking up space. This was good. And there wasn't anything critical. Or if it came at me, I was able to bounce the criticism away. So I saw that in glimpses. And eventually I thought, I want to be that. I want to grow into that. That's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be a solid person in who and where I was going. How about you?
It's interesting because the other day I was interviewed by one of our friends and coaches, um, and she highlighted because it was about being immigrant and fitting in and HSP and fitting in. And she was like, and here you went and studied classical singing where you actually stand there and people hear you. So you're being heard, you're being seen. And I realized that that was part of my plan. Like, I'm going to do it in a way where people can't critique me for being seen or heard because I'm just doing my job. I'm just performing. I have to sing like this, but still being like, you are going to hear me. This is not over yet. You can't just shut me in a corner. And interestingly enough, we're given this message as girls, be a good girls, be quiet and whatever. But then our fathers, not yours and mine, but generally, are listening to Beyonce, Shakira, Lady Gaga. I mean, they're admiring this kind of woman, but telling us to be the me,
Very,
don't
yes.
see me, like
Hmm. Yes.
we grow up with so many like differences. Like I remember for a short time dating someone who was more like trying to keep me small and then would go on about how amazing of a woman Lauryn Hill was. I was like, you wouldn't be able to stand beside her if you're trying to keep me small and I'm 23 and already like fitting in every cupboard you put me in. So what is this? They admire the loudness from afar,
Right.
but
Because it
then
doesn't dim who
something
they
else.
are. They can admire it from afar because it's over there. But heaven forbid Agakura should stand up and be this bright, shining, strong woman and make them look smaller. In their opinion. Not that you do, but that's theirs. So yes, that's
That's
where
interesting.
that's where our journey, and that's where my journey actually took me. I'm like learning though, that's not mine. That is theirs. Like that's a phrase I will use often. I'll be, you just be you, you do you, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. And then that's not mine. Unless it is, unless I actually have done something. I'm like, oh, okay, that was mine. I'll take that and work on it. But that's being open and introspective and saying, yeah, I
Yeah,
have some edges that are a little rough, and maybe they're rough because growing up, we had to shove everything around them and we couldn't polish them because we were
exactly.
growing. So,
And that's the thing. I think this conversation is so important um for us, for the people we're talking to with ADHD and HSP, because we have grown up around putting on masks and walking on
oh
eggshells
my goodness. And feeling everything and not knowing
and
is
feeling
whose it was,
everything.
think it was all ours.
Exactly. So when do you get to be you?
Right. Right. And even getting to be me, we were talking about this earlier, is I have to earn the right to be me. I have to work hard, put my head down, get a project done, and then I can sit back and go, okay, Jenn just wants to sit and read a book, or I want to relax and watch a this, or listen to a movie, or do a this for me. I was taught I had to earn time to take care of who I am and figure myself out. Say, I couldn't just put things, I couldn't just take it and go, I'm going to go off for an hour and do me, figure myself out. How about you growing up?
There was a lot that there was this earning, definitely. And interestingly enough, there was a point in my 30s where I realized this life is not going the way I want it to go. I have way too many people who are trying to take their paintbrush and paint my picture
Ah,
as well as they are painting theirs,
mm-hmm.
and just mess with my sandcastle and not keeping to theirs. And then, because I hadn't built, and I'm still building it, that's why this conversation I wanted to be so clear. We are not talking from a point of we've got it all solved, nothing triggers that. We don't have any toxic conversations, or we don't get into the environments anymore. What happened actually, because I didn't have the voice yet to tell people, look, this is how I'm going to live my life, I just stopped communicating. So
Yes.
I moved from Germany to Spain and I told people 3 days before. And it was the wisest thing I could do because all that was thrown at me, yeah, you won't make it. You're gonna have a breakdown. This isn't gonna work. Are you
All the
crazy?
negative.
Like that, if I had shared that with people, I would have been talked out of it. And I've learned, and this is one of my philosophies, my biggest dreams dwell in my smallest circles.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop. And because there's still something in our trade that will always want people to feel good. So
Yes.
how can you do it that you can still do you and do your life, without feeling all the time that it's such a task not to go into other people's
Oh
spaces
my
and
goodness.
explain yourself and mask and so on. Just don't, just figure out, do they have to know?
No,
They
no.
don't.
I love that. I love the, I'm going to try to re-say it and I'm going to probably not get it right, but I'll say it in my words then of what I heard you say about your dreams are, your deepest dreams are, I'm going to say nourished in my smallest circles for me because they're given and I'll share them and then they'll water them, the people that are closest to me. So I I love that. And wow. I hope you all take that with you too today because wow, that was good. And it's true. As people pleasers, we learn when to share and what not to share so that we can stay truer to ourselves as we're moving forward. Less eggshells, less people pleasing, less anxiety and masking. It's
Yes.
and you said you got quiet. I get quiet and sometimes I'll just pull away. Um, and there's some guilt around that for myself in that, oh, I didn't tell them I'm just pulling away because of whatever their actions were. And then I go back and go, no, I think I'll work on that for myself. But there's certain other instances where I've told them, they've seen my reaction, they know how it hurt, that if I'm going back again, it's just for it's to be manipulated and I choose not to do that. So
Yes.
it's a
And
choice
it's
now.
work. It's a choice, and it's even, I think the smallest first step you can do toward this is realize you have a choice. So if this family member is manipulating you, they're not
Mm,
being fair to you, just telling yourself, I have a choice to continue this, to have them talk to me like that, or I have a choice to pull away. And even if you decided for now not to pull away, not to shame yourself, but just keep
right,
this powerful feeling that I have a choice. I'm sitting here, but I didn't, even if it's my in-laws, and I think I need to be a good wife and a good daughter-in-law, I don't have to sit here. I
yeah,
could have not entered the car. I
right,
think the hugest feeling is when you realize you have a choice. Even if things are difficult, you have a choice. It's not that someone is holding a gun
right.
to your head saying, you're coming over to my mom's.
No, I mean, there might be some relationships out there, will qualify this, where there is more of
Yes,
a heavier
yes,
manipulation, more of it might feel like you've got this physical
yes,
on you. Um, I where I'm at in my life right now is my two sons are grown. I am figuring out where the rest of my life is going to focus, and that's pretty darn exciting. And I can choose. And my choice of not calling someone is a choice. Like I didn't choose to call them or not call them. I'll just not do anything around that person is also a choice. Yeah, so I like your idea of like there's always choices everywhere. And
yes.
the book I was telling you about earlier, the Four Agreements, if you all haven't read it, it's a really good, it was started by the beginning book when I started this whole new journey for myself, by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think I got his name right or close to it. But it's when I figured out those four agreements for myself and where they sit for me, that's when I started saying, oh, this is where my power, I started watering my own seed. Instead of just having my inner circle watering my dream and who I am, I started doing it for myself. And that became more powerful. So it's let's see, I think I wrote my notes here. Be impeccable with your word. Do not take anything personally. That one's a big one. Do not make any assumptions. Also another big one. And always do your best. Not be perfect, not be like do someone else's best, but just do your best. If my best for the day is 2%, that's still my best. If it's 100%, great, but it's still my best for the day or that moment or that instant. It doesn't mean do my best for the whole day but it's just do my best in each moment. Don't take it personally and don't assume. And for me as an ADHD with high sensitivity, the not assuming and not taking it personally is my constant reminder. Oh my goodness.
But and what's so interesting is there's some of these, the one with the do your best, I'm automatically thinking, how do I learn? And how did you
Mm,
learn to be able to say, yes, I did my best? Because
yeah.
I'm familiar with going to bed and saying, I didn't do my best, like being all hunched over with
Yeah.
menstrual pain, for
Oh
example,
my goodness, yeah.
and still beating myself to write this content and then being, I didn't do my best. Like, what are
Mm.
some steps to get us from this place where you can to this place where you can say, yes, I did?
Oh wow. I've learned on this journey, it's not an instant. You don't just add water and it grows, but you start to notice. And if so let's say it is a day where my cycle has been really hard and I'll go, oh, but I did get up and I brushed my teeth. If that was the best I could do that day, and at least I was kind with my words, hi, good to see you, have a great day, or I just need to crash, like I voiced how I'm feeling, that was
Mhm.
my best for that moment. And it just, the more I noticed and celebrated, and that's a big thing, is you notice and you celebrate, I did my best. And
Mhm.
oh, I'm noticing I'm beating myself. I should have, should have, should have. No, and just reminding yourself, you're your best friend. I have a post-it note that says, you're your best friend. Be my best friend.
Beautiful.
Because I will send all the most amazing love to the people in my closest circle, and I forget to do it back to myself. So it's
Yeah.
noticing and just
Noticing.
embrace every little, even the littlest
Hmm.
still a win.
Yeah, I love that. And on something funny, I was thinking that the post-it industry should sponsor this because you are so like there is no interview, no nothing I've watched with you where you don't mention post-it.
I
They
know.
should they should send you just a batch of it.
I mean, look at all the different shapes they gave me. I am not, it's because for so long they were saying, do your to-do list. And I'd have a notebook and I'd do it. And then I'd close the notebook and I would forget it. And there's so long I was trying to fit into such a square that never worked for me. And at work and everything, when you're in the corporate world, you have to follow these. By the end of the day, I'm exhausted. I have no more energy for self. So post-it notes have released me because I got them different places saying different things. And true, I might not follow them all the time, but they're there for me. They work for me. Now, other people might love lists, like the big long notebook list. Great. Or a big old journal. Great. It's a tool that I found that I absolutely,
Cool. Yes. Does it also have to do with the different colors and the way they can look like friendlier than a list?
yes, they can be friendlier than the list. Most of my lists are on are the boring ones because I keep the
Okay.
friendlier ones for little notes to myself or to other people.
Ah.
So I spread that joy to other people and I
Mhm.
keep the colorful ones that are like plain and simple for my to-do list. So I can say, okay, I can shove that off. But yeah.
Right. Okay.
And
I
I've
love
also learned,
this.
it's just it's
Mm.
who you are will work. Just what
Yes,
works for you. Just
who you are.
build on that.
Mm. That's true. And then the other one that I wish I had heard earlier was
Mm.
don't take anything personal. Because
Yeah.
like even what we've been taught is that no human being is significant enough to be the reason for someone else's anger. So
Right.
even if someone comes on you angry, it has nothing to do with you because there is no way you can be, even if you
Mm-mm.
say you messed up that presentation or you didn't do this on time and your boss is way, the anger, the amount of anger is not,
Is
it
that
has nothing to do with
no.
you.
That's the assumption then also. So not taking it personally, I'm not going to assume that's about me. And just because he's acting with his face, it looks like it's all crunched up and his eyes look like they're squinting, I'm not going to assume that he's
Mhm.
angry or he's even thinking about me. And
Mhm.
that's the whole noticing the nonverbals, just calling them out for what they are. Like, I'm not going to say angry face because his eyes look like they're squinched up. His nose is kind of and his mouth is in a tight line. If I start to describe it like that, there's less personal attachment to it. And I can assume anything. I could make any fun little story up about that instead. So I like how you said
Yeah.
that. Don't take it personal. And I think that goes hand in hand with don't assume. So if I was to message you and call you and then I don't hear back from you for a day or two, I might start thinking, okay, well, maybe I said something wrong. Well, maybe I did something wrong. I'm going to assume that she's not calling me back or even read my message because I'm assuming and taking things so much personally when I can just you might email back and go, oh my gosh, I was so sick in bed and I was out cold. How have you been? It could be two
Mm.
different things.
And talking about walking on eggshells, do you also get these? Are you also familiar with writing an email and taking it ages because you're working around the wording? And could
Um,
they understand it like that? Could this be?
it used to be I would make sure it was grammatically correct, punctuate,
Mm,
everything. And now I will just be me now. I will just put it in there and then I'll look back and go, oh, the spelling was a little bit off. Okay, we'll switch that. But I don't go back to make it formal anymore. That's not who I am anymore. But if we're in a class or a Zoom or some teleconference webinar and we're
yes,
supposed to put comments in, it will take
yes.
me forever. I'll start to type it and I'll say, nobody wants to see that. Okay, delete that. Well,
And
type
then
this
they've
one
moved
instead.
on.
My brain is like stuck in a loop then. And so I just sit
Yes.
now and I've learned I'm just going to enjoy the process that I'm seeing. And if by chance something truly hits me that I want to say, I'm just going to type it the way it comes out and there it goes. But
Yes.
that doesn't mean I don't watch to see if anybody likes my comment or thumbs up or
And that's where I was going to go. If we were just like anonymous, like no names, like black photos and anything, or
yeah.
no comment, you don't know who's who, would that be easier? Because there is exactly that thing, and I think it goes with the masking and on eggshells. Like,
Mm,
do people like what I just said? Do people comment?
huge,
Are
huge.
people good, right?
Yeah, I love the anonymous idea. I wish we
Yeah,
could.
just a not because is it important to know who, what, and then to see how interactions
Yes.
would be? Because I know I would say more if I knew
Mhm.
it was anonymous.
Right.
It's like when you go to a city where you don't live
And
and
nobody
you're
knows
like,
you.
no, you won't come back. Nobody knows me. Come on.
Yeah. Let's be silly or let me be who I want to be. That's
Exactly.
the truest test of, oh, I enjoy doing this or this, and I don't have to walk straight down the sidewalk. I can go like this down the sidewalk.
Exactly. I can park here because I can still say I'm not from here. Sorry, I didn't know.
Okay, well that's just breaking a rule, but yeah. And you know me with
That
rules.
is
We
straight
gotta
breaking a
follow the
rule.
rules.
Yes. Well,
No.
unless you need to use the bathroom.
There's so many crazy things out there in life and how we've done this. Walking on eggshells certainly um programmed me in a certain way growing up. Prepared me also for everything that I would encounter and like, okay, so if this person's angry, I'll do this and this. Um,
Hmm.
but coming into the future for me, my journey is not walking on eggshells as much. It might be more just noticing and trying to have more empathy for others and recognize they could be in pain and that's why they're angry. And maybe I'm just a light that can help them release it or process it. I don't know, but I'm working on that. I'll do it my best every day on that one. And so,
I have noticed though that when you start having empathy with yourself, when you start taking care of yourself and your feelings, when you start putting yourself first,
yes,
all of a sudden it's easier to do the same for other people. I used to be all this person like, why do I have to understand everybody if nobody understands me? Why do I have to go to this event if I don't want to? And everybody else who doesn't want to
right,
go doesn't have to go,
right.
right? Um, and now that I'm telling myself, well, you don't have to either, I don't have a problem anymore that other people do what they want.
No, he says more of the, oh, good for them. Yay. Awesome. I'm staying home too in my PJs
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
We'll talk about
something.
that. I mean, I know, and this is a great way probably to end our conversation with everybody. If you have questions, let us know. We started while walking on eggshells, going to events, prepping before we go. But the biggest thing I enjoy that I've learned now is if I prep to go somewhere, my preparation isn't just mentally, okay, this person's going to be there. I'm going to need to, this is how I have to behave. It's the, I'm going to come home. And I know we talked about this. I'm coming home. I'm going to put on my favorite hoodie, my coziest sweatshirt or sweater, my slippers, my tea, my favorite whatever book chocolate, and I have that to look forward to. So that's kind of rewarding myself and taking care of myself, knowing I'm going to need that and just being aware of that after an event. What do you
Talking
do
about
for that?
chocolate, I would actually buy myself. There's this amazing dark chocolate with sea salt that I love.
Mm.
And whenever I had this like
Mm.
events or something that would be more triggering, I would make sure I had that at home waiting for me because it was just like, oh,
Okay, and my ADHD mind just went on a tangent. So you have it at home, you know it's at home. You go home after the event, you go to look for it, and someone else has eaten it.
well, that didn't happen when I was single, but it happens now. Yes, it has happened.
Yes, and then you're going,
So it's good to
okay.
have like a piece somewhere
Oh,
where they can
absolutely.
go. You start doing that.
Oh, yes, I have a little secret stash.
It's like even if someone else has had a triggering day
Yes,
and they needed that.
yes. Yes, I leave the main. So sometimes I'll like, oh, the chocolate's on sale. I'll buy a bag, throw it in the freezer, and like those little ones so I can grab it when I want. But I will take a couple extra and throw them somewhere else in the freezer, like in the frozen pea bag or something where they don't like look at vegetables.
You're telling me about breaking rules, parking where I shouldn't be parking, and you're hiding chocolate from your loved ones, JennB,
Yeah, because they can have the regular bag.
in the frozen pea bag. That's where men don't look, right?
No,
No
right?
one will look in the frozen
Nobody looks in the frozen pea bag
this.
ever.
Okay, I'm going to do the broccoli because my husband hates broccoli.
Oh, there you go. That's where you put it.
He's like one of the things like if you want to chase me with broccoli. So and I have a bag full of broccoli, so that's where it's going.
And okay, so as soon as you just put it in its own little baggie so it doesn't taste like broccoli when you go
Oh
to
yeah,
eat it.
yeah.
But yeah.
That's
All the
I'll be
great hints you're
texting
all
you.
getting.
I'll be texting you like it tastes like broccoli.
Like, sorry,
No,
girl.
you're right. I'll put
Wrong
it in a
one.
second. Oh, guys, this has been so what I
It
we
has.
hope you've enjoyed it like we have. And any questions, any comments, even suggestions for topics, because we do have things where we're similar, but then there are things that are more present to where that you're more present to, things that I'm more present to. And so it goes for you listeners. So anything you would want us to talk about, just write to us. We'd love to this
Huh.
to become a conversation with more and more people.
Absolutely. We're making a community and it's always more fun. Like, subscribe, come back for our next ones. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of personality tests. You know all of them out there. So if you have a favorite one, go ahead and throw it in the comments. We'll make sure we bring it up in our conversation, hopefully. And yeah, we'll catch up with all of you again soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.